What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shauna, and in today's video, following up on our last video, I am going to be trying out and reviewing the Blue Raspberry Icee palette. I wasn't originally going to buy this one. I really just wanted the red one because I had decluttered my blood sugar palette. I am glad I got it though, because I like how small and compact these are now that I have it, and I think if this works as well as the red one did, I am actually going to declutter my Blue Blood palette. The shades, in my opinion, are very, very similar. The only thing this is missing is like an icy white that the Blue Blood palette had, but I have icy white highlighters. So yeah, let's go ahead and try this out today, and we will also try out the blue gloss. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, to start, I am going to start off with this lightest blue shade here called Frozenated. And I'm going to pick that up on my Sigma E48, a pointed crease brush, and I'm just going to pop this in the crease and then blow it out. Just like with the red one, there is no kickback in the pan. I will say I do have to build this up a little bit more, but I expect that with pastels, whereas the Wild Cherry palette didn't really have a lot of pastel shades. So I do think that one, the transition shade we used, blended a lot easier than this is, but I know blues are very, very difficult. So I'm going to go in with this blue raspberry shade, and I'm going to be using an E45 small tapered blending brush from Sigma. Again, no kickback in the pan, and I'm just going to put this in the crease and deepen that up. And again, this one is just a little bit harder to work with. This is an eyeshadow though, and not a pressed pigment. But the color is not matching up with what's in the pan. I did use a pretty light eyeshadow base, but because I have a neutral undertone, I do have quite a bit of yellow in my skin tone, and so these colors do tend to get a little bit on the green side. But I know that now, so next time I'll use like an even lighter base or a white base. And it does not blend as well as the red one did, but again, blue shadows are tough. All right, to put on the outer V, I'm going to do this shade here, Melted. This is the darkest shade in the palette. And this is also a pressed pigment. Again, no kickback in the pan. I feel like it's pretty, but I don't like see that much of a difference from when I blended Blue Raspberry into Frozenated compared to putting this Melted shade on. Like, they kind of look the same when they're blended, and we had that with the Wild Cherry palette with some shades as well. Again, maybe if I use a white base, like a pure white base, I could see a little bit more of a difference. I'm just not with what I'm using today, which is the Eden shade of the Urban Decay eye primer. Okay, and with the Wild Cherry palette, a dry brush did not work at all. So for this one, so my camera decided to stop recording because my phone supposedly ran out of space. So that's a good fucking time. But anyway, I put two different shimmers on the lid. I put this one here and this one, and they kind of blended out to be the same. So in the middle, I put this shade here just to kind of give it some dimension. But anyway, I finished up my base and we are back. I put on a cobalt blue eyeliner. Let's finish up these eyes and then we can do the lips and try out this gloss. So I'm gonna go back to this Melted shade here and put that against the waterline. And then we didn't try this shade earlier, but I really want to try this one here called Cool. So now let's do an inner corner highlight. I don't know if this is gonna look any good because it's not like that bright of a shade, but we will go ahead and try this ice cold one and see what happens. Pencil brush. It does pick up well. It's just, like I was saying earlier, there's really no like inner corner highlight shade in this palette. I might take my Icee blue highlighter that I used and pop that on top when I come back with lashes. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's fine. It's not fine. It's not great. It would be nice to have an inner corner highlight shade in this palette, but whatever. All right, I'm gonna get some of this blue gloss here, scoop it on the back of my hand so I can put this gloss on, because I think this blue gloss will be really pretty over this pink. Here's what a whole bunch looks like globbed onto my hand. You can see like the tiniest bit of blue reflect, at least I can. But yeah, I mean, it's not a pigmented like blue gloss, which is fine. Most people don't want that. But anyway, let me pop off camera really fast. I will put on my lashes and then I will give you my final thoughts on the palette. All right, guys, I am back. I just finished putting on my lashes and this is the final look. Let me know in the comments what you think. What I think of the Blue Raspberry Icee palette. I do think I'll be honest, it's fine. I know blues are really difficult to formulate, so it did take a lot more work than the Wild Cherry one did. I do like that it has a cobalt blue, which the Blue Blood is lacking. I do not like that it doesn't have a really bright or like icy blue inner corner highlight shade. I do think it has a good mix of blues and some of the minty greens that are in there. These two shimmers here though, Icee and Refresh, blend out to exactly the same thing. So I put Icee on the outer part of the lid and Refresh on the inner part. I had to go in with Chillin' here in the middle of the lids to give it some dimension because those two shades just looked exactly the same. I did try the shimmers with a wet brush this time and that did work, but it did take some of the shimmer away. So again, just like we had with the red palette, using your finger is the best. I am going to try this again with a white base. I actually think the next video I'm going to do, because I still have my Blue Blood palette, is compare these two, doing like the same look on each eye and not telling you guys, and see if you can figure out which is which. But I like how compact it is. It is really pretty. These two matte shades as well, the Blue Raspberry and the Melted, also looked exactly the same once blended. Again, if I put it on a white base, we will try it again and see what I think at that point. However, the collection as a whole, or the blue gloss, it's not extreme, but I think you can see it, much like the red one was also very minor. Didn't pack such an impact. In general, I do like the collection. I think it's cute. I do prefer the red one, which is actually the one that I wanted more. I had no intention, like I said, of getting the blue one. It's just, you got a really fucking good deal if you got the whole thing. So, but anyway, that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please do leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. It really does help. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Follow me on all my social medias. You can find me at ShaunaMarie_84 on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. I love you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.